Hey there, we're back with Adobe Illustrator. So I'm going to open those scanned file in Illustrator now, and I'm going to create a new document. And I think for now I'm going to leave it 1000 by 1000. It doesn't really matter at the moment, the size. Okay, and then I'm going to place those scanned pictures in here. So File, Place, or you can do Shift Control P, and scans are here. So I'm going to select all of them and place. So, and we can make them quite big. Okay. And at this point, as I said, you can trace them, image trace them, or you can redraw them. So this should be that way, and that should be that way, I think. Yes. Okay, so you can see here, I'm going to move them away from the artboard. You already have your border. Now, there's always going to be a little bit of mismatch in here. And if you image trace them, then you will have to adjust this little bit. But it's quite easy to do if you use the white arrow key, the direct selection tool, once it's traced. I could try and do a quick one here, just do maybe this too. So I'm going to make some copies of this, because it's always a good idea to have a spare copy. And then I'm going to select this one, go to Image Trace, and I'm going to go to Black and White Logo and show this, and I'm going to click Ignore White, and I think it's pretty good. I mean, you can always play with this, make it more or less, and see what they look like. But this one is quite good. Always play with the settings, see which ones work better. Sometimes it doesn't really make much difference. Okay, I'll leave it like this. So let's expand it. So that's one traced. It traced some little extra things here, which we can always delete, or we have to delete. Okay, so that's one. And then we can trace the other one. There are some extra bits here too, so it will trace it. Let's say Ignore White. And of course I wasn't going to trace it, so you can see the pencil lines there. But if you're going to trace it, make sure you don't have the lines there. Okay, so let's lower this threshold a little bit, and let's do expand. Okay, so there is a tiny little bit here that needs to be removed. Okay, so it needs to be, of course, adjusted, but I just wanted to show you how to solve this problem. I mean, it's pretty much there. And of course, there are little bits and pieces that you will need to adjust. And this tracing with the ink pen wasn't done exactly perfect, because I wasn't going to do the tracing. But I just show you, if you want to sort this out, you can select this and then make it a bit closer. So, and then sort of move it like this. so that it matches. You can use the handle to change the width as well. So it's not too bad for the purpose of this demonstration. And you can do the same thing with the top one. So now it would be like it's just one design. And then once you're happy, you can just join them. So you can select them and group them, or even join them. And of course, as I was saying, this is just one line, one continuous line. So if you change the color, it will change the color of the whole line. So make sure you do it separately if you want to change the color separately. All right, but the way I'm going to do it is going to be different. So I have my design here. I'm just gonna center it, and what I do is I make it less opaque, something like that, and I'm going to lock it, so Ctrl 2, and then I'm going to use my drawing tablet, my Wacom, and I'm going to do Shift B for the block brush tool, and I make it a bit closer. And I'm just going to draw on top of it. Oh, I got that color. I'm going to make it a black color, and you can make it bigger with the right square bracket or smaller with the left. And of course, the beauty with Illustrator is that once you've vectorized your image, then you can make it as big or as small as you like. So you can start with a big image like this, and then if you need it smaller, you just make it smaller. So I'm going to retrace this, and I'm going to speed it up, so you don't have to watch this, otherwise it will be a little bit boring maybe. And I'll see you as soon as I have done this. Of course, the same thing applies as before. If you want to have these lines separate from the rest of the design, so if you want the leaves separate, then you need to either use a different color or don't let them touch. So I might just use another color like that. So that way it won't be attached. Alright, so I have traced the design, and I've used different colors. Don't worry about the colors, these are just temporary, so that they're not sort of attached to each other. In fact, here, if I don't know if I want to leave something attached or not, I just use a different color just in case. And you have noticed that I have made closed shapes, and if you've done patterns before, you will know that if you want to color this inside as a solid color, you will need a closed shape, and then it's just a matter of making sure that things are the right way up. So that should be on the top, so it will go on the top like that. And the next step will be to trace the other design and then color them in a way that you like to color. But now that they are or separate shapes, I can make this green, for example, and it won't affect the flowers. And if I use the Shift M, I need to select something, then I can make these full color like that. Of course, with a different green, hopefully. So we'll trace the other parts of the border, and then I will see you in the next lesson to put it all together. I'll see you then.